in your YouTube.
Yep. And I'm gonna start recording on mine.
There we go. We are live, ladies and gentlemen.
And we back in the building.
We finally got Just Jay Woodfin to join the program, ladies and gentlemen. He was MIA, so we apologize to everyone because
I wasn't MIA. You talk to me every day, bro.
Batman did not have Robin. Robin had disappeared. Okay, he ran off with Batgirl or something. I don't know what happened.
I'm Superman, bro. I'm Superman.
Oh,
or you could be Superman and I could be Batman. Which one of us got super strength? The other one got amazing gadgets. I probably got the better gadgets. I might have the better gadgets, bro. And one of us got super followers. It ain't me.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the show. We are live on Facebook and on YouTube.
Let's let these folks roll in a little bit here, bro. See if we can.
Man.
I mean, they've been look, man. They've been asking for it, so we're gonna see if they really want it.
Yeah, man. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen.
Really want it.
Hey, Scooter's in the room. If you are just tuning in, tell us where you're at. Let's get everybody in here. Hit that like button so we can get everybody to join this live. We're gonna go for a good minute. We're gonna talk about why are you waiting to fix your credit? What's up? Tell us where you're at, ladies and gentlemen.
I got an hour to give y'all. I got an hour.
Miami. We got expensive ass Miami in the room.
Miami in the building. We got VA.
There we go.
Good to see you guys. Collab, Texas. We got Dallas, Texas.
Baton Rouge.
Let's see here. Mike, man, been trying to reach you since a few weeks. No response from your side.
What is it? Yeah, that's not true right there. But okay.
No response from your site, huh, big dog?
Yeah,
don't do my boy. Don't do my boy like that, man. Don't do my boy.
We don't want to bust the watermelon because I can just reach over here and see what's going on.
Yep. Yeah, go. Hey. What is it? Is it Bio Sanya? We have ways of tracking every piece of communication, right? So here's what typically happens with me when people reach out.
Amateur setup. This ain't no amateur setup here. Okay?
When people reach out, they typically don't follow the instructions that are given so that they can get a response from my team. I'm sure Mike's works the same way. We run very, very, very similar organizations. So make sure you follow the instructions first, big dog. Let's let these people roll up in here, bro.
So anybody trying to reach out to me, listen, my schedule stays packed. New slots open up every day, Monday through Friday at midnight. New slots open up Monday through Friday at midnight. Okay? It's first come, first serve, ladies and gentlemen. We are a very tight-knit group.
Everybody want to talk to you. And if they really want to talk to you, they're going to have to get in line, bro. There's only one you. As dope as you are, bro, there's only one.
Exactly. Y'all want to talk to the man? I mean, there's very much I can say about that. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, we got them rolling in here. We got lots of Facebook folks.
We got Facebook in the house. Facebook is representing right now, man.
Facebook is.
There we go. We got YouTube in the house. YouTube, let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Hit that like button.
Tanya, hello, Mr. J from Detroit. What's going on, lady? What's going on? Appreciate you for joining. And
I see Mr. Pearson right there. Mr. Pearson, I will drop my link in the bio. My link in the comments right there for you. Okay, sir?
Mike, the TikTok credit guy. Link in bio. You can't even help it, bro. Link in the bio. All right. So we got time zone. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, Eric.
The what?
I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Time zone.
Oh, what time zone are we in?
956 is in the house. What's 956, Robert? What's 956?
I have no idea.
John Joyce from Dallas.
I'm in North Carolina. Jay's in Cali.
Oh, we got the big dog, Kenzel Peterson. Thank you, sir. Consultation for the GOAT. Kenzel. KP. Big
there
dog.
There we go. All the way from Georgia. That's what I'm talking about.
KP finna go back and tell everybody what's going on, bro. I think the jig is up. KP finna let the people know. We've been flying under the radar. Mike is in Eastern time, bio. or Bayo. It's probably Bayo. Houston, Beverly Gill. All right.
First, well, that's weird. It
What's
just
up?
okay. Never mind. We'll just let it be. It posted book a consultation under your thing too with my link.
This guy. Let me delete my comments that I'm over here. This guy, man.
Oh man, we're in the Greensboro area, Greensboro, North Carolina, in the house. Originally from Cali, born and raised in the Whittier Bell Gardens area. I was born in Monterey, California. Okay, Monterey Park area. Everybody knows where that's at, don't you?
Now I gotta put my crap in here, dude.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna get it cracking. We're gonna cover a very good topic, which is why are you waiting to fix your credit? Okay,
yeah, this is a crazy one, bro. This is a crazy one. And the reality of it is that I would say what do you think, about 85% of people wait to go after credit repair until the time when they're trying to make a big purchase. Like, this is one of the pet peeves of any credit repair organization. When you come into the credit repair situation, you've been jacking up all your life, and now all of a sudden you want to buy a house. You can't just go to Princeton and you didn't do crap in high school. You got to prepare for this. You got to have your extracurriculars. You got to have your straight A's. You got to have your references. You got to have all of this stuff before you go to Princeton. You can't just pop up like, I want to go to Princeton. Let me get all the extra credit in the world so I can get these A's. Nah, man, you got to prepare for that, and it takes time. But what a lot of you do, and I wish I could stop people from doing this, I wish I could get this across, is wait until your car is all broke down and you need a new whip. And now you find out you got a 576 credit score. All of a sudden, credit repair is supposed to make up the difference for you. It does not. That's not the way this works at all. So
hey, I have a quick question.
Go ahead, run it.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I'm trying to get into a house in 3 months. Can you make it happen?
Absolutely. Let me put Jesus Christ on the line, and we'll go ahead and get this credit repair running through God, and God we trust.
Can you tell me what Jesus' number is right now?
Yeah, it's 9.
Does it start with the 877?
Yeah, 877. The Lord Himself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, really, this and you guys come into it with all kind of expectations, all kind of demands, and that's not the way credit repair works. Unfortunately for you, credit repair doesn't do anything but start an investigation process. If you're doing it legitimately, it doesn't do anything but start an investigation process to make sure that the items that are reporting on your credit report are being completely, fairly, accurately, and verifiably, most importantly, reported. And if that's not happening on your credit file, that's when you'll start to see deletions. But there is a process to this thing. And if you don't allot some time for the process, not only are you setting yourself up for failure, but you're literally setting yourself up to get dealt with by a lot of these scammers out here who are charging y'all $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 for credit repair, promising you results in 30 days. And then you come to see one of us. That ain't fair. That's not fair. We both run legitimate businesses. You guys have to get into the habit of actually preparing for what you want. This conversation is going to help you do just that.
Yeah. Listen, there's a lot of things that have to happen in order to prepare yourself for a large purchase. Jay really hit it on the head, and it really is coming down to the section where people think that you're going to be able to get into a house, work on your credit in 3 to 6 months, because you got all these scammers out there telling you that they're going to sweep your credit. They're going to clean your credit. They're going to delete anything. The moment someone says to me, I need you to delete all of my negative items, I don't even want to respond to that person, because the perception of what a credit repair person can do is completely screwed at that point.
But this isn't their fault, Mike. This is not.
No, it's not.
This is not their fault, bro. And that's kind of like why I wanted to have this conversation, right? Is because it's not the consumer's fault. When you look at TikTok, when you look at Facebook, when you look at Twitter, Instagram, YouTube now, all you see across the board when you type in credit repair is, here's how to delete this in 14 days. Here's how to delete this in 30 days. If you want results, do this. Bog down the CFPB. Write this kind of letter. Do a police report. Do a fraud claim. This is what you see when you go into the internet, bro. It's not their fault. But it's up to people like you and me to straighten it out, man, so that there are no further excuses. If you follow me and Mike, there's no further excuses as to why you address credit repair the way you address it. As Mike stated before, the common request when contacting one of us is, hey, man, I need this removed. Okay, great. Hopefully they're not reporting the item completely, fairly, accurately, and verifiably, because at that point in time, you can demand a removal or a deletion. But if they are doing their job, just like there are consumer laws protecting you from predatory lenders and all sorts of other entities, there are laws that protect these other entities from people like you. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. Y'all ain't going to like when I say this, but this is a part of the reason why I haven't done a live in a long time and why I haven't produced a lot of content. It's because I'm tired of y'all. I'm tired of y'all, the real scammers, the ones of y'all who borrow tens of thousands of dollars and then willfully and wantonly disregard the debt like the money don't belong to somebody else. I put out a video yesterday explaining how the banking system works. When I put my $100 into the bank, they keep 5 of that on file. They keep it in-house. The other 95 goes towards investing in investments and other stuff like that. Part of that 95 other dollars goes to the loans that you guys are fraudulently procuring and not paying back. What you don't understand that this does to the economy is it causes massive inflation. And you guys wonder why stuff is so expensive. You wonder why interest rates are so high. It's because banks are steady trying to recoup the money that you're stealing. So if in fact you guys cannot come to grips and come to an accountability level with yourself, that a lot of this is my fault, and that through the credit repair process, I'm not going to see magical deletions, magical updates to positive accounts. I'm not going to dispute stuff for one round and get all these results that I'm looking for. Until you can come to that, you're going to continue to get scammed by other people because you've been scamming. How many times, Mike, have you gotten a DM or a text message from somebody, bro, saying, hey, you didn't get me results in 2 months. You must be a scammer. From somebody who has 20 collections, bro, and tens of $1,000s of debt that they are never going to pay back and don't even try. So y'all know how I get down, man. I mean, you guys got to understand me by now. Y'all know I'm a straight shooter. This is the very foundational level of how I'm going to be dealing with people moving forward. Is if you do not become accountable for the debt that you have and respect the process for what it is, ain't no credit repair. Ain't no such thing as credit repair. There is an investigation to make sure things are being accurately, completely, fairly, and verifiably reported and properly collected on. If you can't get down with that and get down with the process, don't even bother. Go give your money away to somebody else who's charging $3,000 for 30-day results.
Someone that really wants to scam you. This is something that a lot of people don't understand. When you send us messages saying, I need you to delete this, I need you to clean up my credit, you have to understand that there's nobody on God's given earth that can tell you that they can delete something from your credit report. One, if my favorite line that people say is, yeah, we got people that are working inside the credit bureaus, you know what I'm saying? So we're going to talk directly with them and we're going to get these things deleted because we can take it. Lie. Lie. Okay, nobody has anybody working inside the credit bureaus. If someone is telling you that they can raise your credit score 100 points, 150, 200 points within 6 months, lie. You can't calculate that. You can't physically calculate a number. Even if I had 1,000 clients and I ran all their numbers and tried to get an average number, I would never be able to do that because every credit file is different. So when you think that you're going to be able to get your score up 50, 20, 120 points, like, no, you have to wait to see what happens because every file is different. You have to start building new habits. Like, not just building new habits, but my favorite thing is banking relationships. A lot of y'all are banking with all these massive conglomerate banks thinking that, you know, Bank of America is going to give you a loan with a 580 credit score for a home. It doesn't matter how much money you got in the bank. I'm going to tell y'all real quick. My worst type of client, y'all ready for this? Y'all ready for this? Okay. I've gathered thousands of data points from different types of clients. And my worst type of client is the client that has money, great career, but absolutely destroyed credit. Yeah. Because that person believes that they deserve good credit. I deserve to have good credit because I make enough money. You know, Jay said something to me on the phone one day. A lot of people think they deserve credit. No, you don't deserve credit. Credit is earned. I didn't get all these credit cards because I felt like I deserved them. I earned all of them. I worked really hard to get them. So you have to get yourself into a different mindset when you start to look into moving forward with your life with credit. This is a reason why a lot of people can't get a hold of me, because we have a screening process. Imagine that. We don't just take anybody. There's a screening process for every person that we take, because we want to make sure that you qualify and that you're ready to move forward with this. Anybody can show up with some money and pay you to work on their credit. But if your mindset's not there, it's just a waste of time and energy.
Yeah.
And if you don't, this is my favorite part though, Jay. When clients don't want to follow the process is laid out very smooth and clean for you. But in 6 months, you're like questioning what's going on. So we lived with these problems for like 5, 6, 7, 10 years. And we think that they're just going to go away. I was very fortunate. I didn't have bad credit. I just didn't have credit.
Right.
I had to learn the credit system.
And see, I was the opposite, bro. I had bad credit. I was one of those dudes who had very good income, you know, and everything was running nicely because I was running cash for everything, bro. But I didn't realize in order to take that next step in life, in order to do those real estate investments, in order to get those bigger loans to, you know, expand the business and stuff like that, I didn't realize credit was a thing like that, man. I wasn't raised to understand it at all. I wasn't raised to respect it. And I had some things earlier on in life that happened, and I kind of walked away from it. And because I had rebuilt my life and I was doing very well, you know, money wise, I didn't realize that in order to get to that next level, I needed to be able to leverage my name properly. But the first thing that I did was I learned all of the credit laws. I learned, you know, the FCRA, the FDCPA. I started looking into banking relationships and credit card relationships and how they work, how credit cards work, the payment system, the billing system, all of those things, right? I put in the work. Credit repair came along with that because of the knowledge that I gained trying to better myself. A lot of people are just trying to skip the line now, though, dog. Like the information that's being put out there is telling everybody how to scam the system after you've already scammed the system. And the reason why Mike and I don't have thousands of clients, because please believe me, the followers will let that happen. But we're not those type of dudes. We're not those kind of guys that's just going to say, hey, we got you. We're just going to do it. Yeah, we're going to do it by any means, right? Nah, man. If it's not done the right way, trust me, you got problems coming down the line. Mike, how many credit repair people have you seen in the last 3 years, bro, go to prison, get indicted, get pulled up, get brought up on charges because they're doing the wrong things, trying to help people achieve not only unreal, but undeserved results. So when you're talking about credit repair and you're talking about getting results and you're talking about getting what you're paying for, I'm going to tell you right now what you pay me for. You pay me to write the letters, to send them to the credit bureaus and creditors and collectors that you can send yourself. You can do it yourself. Now, you might not be able to do it as well as me and Mike. Me and Mike also have some relationships that go above us that you probably don't have. 99.999% of you will not have. So yes, there is an element of professionality that works here that you definitely pay us for. But the letters that we send, if you do your own research, you can do it yourself. But if you don't respect the process and you don't actually understand what results mean in the credit repair process, sometimes the results you get in the credit repair process is not what you're looking for. What you should be looking for when you go into credit repair is to make sure that your accounts are reporting completely. Make sure that they're reporting fairly, which means timely, like everything's reporting on time. Accuracy, you're making sure that everything is reporting similarly or the same across the board. Verifiably, making sure that all of the information that the creditors and collectors have on you and are using against you is verifiable. If that happens, you actually got the results that you paid for from credit repair. Just because you pay for credit repair does not mean your score is going to increase. It does not mean you are going to get deletions. It does not mean that you're going to be able to get what you want that you do not deserve. I'm tired because I want to do things legitimately, but y'all don't care. So I told Mike, if I do a live again, the very first live is going to be an accountability live. It's going to be one that tests the followers' relationship with us. Because either you want the real, like you say you do, or you just want another scammer to take your money and give you nothing. because what we offer is all you can offer. It's the best of the best. Or as Mike would say and has now coined, it's better than the best. So you guys have to make the decision right now, if in fact you do want credit repair, what you're actually asking for. If you know what you're now asking for, I can rock with you all day. Let's get it. But it takes time, and the results may not come in the form of what you're looking for. Keep it a buck with yourself. You don't deserve it. Not yet.
I want to put this question up on the screen because I see this a lot.
Yeah,
even in like these groups that a lot of these gurus make. Okay, you see people complaining about credit card interest rates. What people don't understand is, okay, you are not going to control an interest rate no matter how good your credit score is. You're going to get in what we call an introductory interest rate. Okay, yep. This is how banks make their money. The introductory interest rate is only going to last a certain term. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I mean, one, you got to qualify to get that great credit card. So this is another thing that people don't understand, but it doesn't matter if you have a 740 or an 825. Mm-hmm. Okay, because once you get past that 740, 750 mark, you're going to get the same thing that everybody else gets. It's really going to depend on your credit profile, but at the end of the day, you're not going to get a lower interest rate on a credit card. If me and Jay applied for the same credit card, we would get the same thing, and our credit scores are different.
Right. Well, there's a range, right? There's a range that these credit cards fall in. You know, mm-hmm. So you know, if I apply for a card at an 825 and Mike applies for a card at a 7, let's call it a 745, right? Mm-hmm. I might get the introductory rate for 0% for 12 months. Mike will get the same 0% interest rate for 12 months. But when that interest rate kicks in, I might be at the bottom of their 19 to 27% range. I might get 19.9%. Mike might get 23.4%. You know, somebody else who gets that card and they have a 660 might get that 27%. So yes, you will fall into that range. But once you fall into that range and they've bucketed you wherever they want to put you for that credit card limit interest rate, you're there. You're there. And yeah. but here's the thing that I don't understand, Mike, is that the things that we teach people to do, the way we operate our credit cards, is the interest rate don't matter anyway.
It doesn't. And
if you're operating credit cards properly, the interest rate don't matter anyway. I don't know what the interest rate is on none of my cards.
Yeah. Yeah.
So stop looking for information that's going to enable you to get into debt in the way that's going to send you right back to us in the credit repair program. If interest rates are kicking in on your credit card, you've messed up. It's really that simple. If interest rates have kicked in and you're now paying more than what you spent, you've messed up. You should never, ever be using a credit card without having the cash available, liquid and available to immediately pay back that purchase. I've told you guys before, and I'll tell you again, credit cards are not a personal loan. Credit cards are the gateway to being able to get great personal loans, to being able to get low interest rate mortgages and auto loans and business loans. They're the gateway. They are the prove me source. I have proven to you by you giving me $25,000 in available credit that I can handle that type of credit limit. I can handle that type of money being borrowed because I don't abuse it. And when I use it, I pay back what I use religiously. But if you're using credit cards to fund a business, if you're using credit cards to fund a auto purchase or even do home repairs, you've now messed up. You've simply messed up. So questions like that, yeah, can you still negotiate interest rate with bank cards when you have good credit? The answer actually is sometimes. Very rarely can you call and negotiate, but it depends on your circumstance. But if you're in a place where you need to negotiate an interest rate, your mindset is jacked up. Stop putting debt on credit cards that you can't immediately pay off. If you're making payments that don't equal the full amount or almost the full amount because you're trying to strategically get 11 more points from the FICO algorithm, if you're not playing it like that, stop playing with the credit card system. I'm not going to tell y'all what the other people are going to tell y'all, and you can use credit cards for this and you can use credit cards for that. No, ma'am. No, sir.
You know, that you really hit on a thing where everybody's always trying to figure out the hack on how to squeeze out more points out of your credit score. You know, if you leave $25 on your credit card, that's going to get you more points on your credit score. I've proved that time and time again to not be true.
Right.
Like, there's only a 10-point potential. You can potentially get 10 extra points. Now, people don't understand when I say potential. So, like, okay, if I carry 1 to 6% utilization, I may get a full 10 points, or I may get 3. Jay may get 2. Someone else may get 5. But you're willing to pay interest to squeeze out those extra points. Like, the mindset's not there yet also. So you're willing to give up money to pay that, to get 6, 3, 5, maybe 10 extra points. Your score should be high enough. That doesn't matter. You should be interested in not paying any interest.
Right.
That should be the main goal.
Right.
So starting with that mindset of negotiating, you can, in fact, negotiate a lower interest rate with the credit card company. If you've had an established relationship, we'll use Discover Bank as an example. You can call them like, listen, this interest rate's not that great. Is there something we can do? If you've been with them for 6 months or a year, they're going to be like, yeah, whatever, bro. Like, they don't know you. Like, you're asking to lower an interest rate on a credit card, and then on top of that, you may be carrying balances. Like, they have zero interest. Like, people that have had relationships with the credit card company for 10, 15, 20 years, they're going to be more apt to talk to them because they have a real relationship with them.
Right.
But, like, you come into the picture.
I just put the link in the panel, bro, or in the chat. I don't know why that thing says JI. Hold on. Let me just put join. If you want to ask us a question, please come up on the panel. Please put yourself on video. Ask us the question directly. Mike and I will be glad to answer it for free, no charge. All right. I'm
gonna go dig for it. There's a lot of good questions up here.
There are some good questions, bro. And sorry for getting at y'all like this, man, but there has to be something done in this credit community where we start to hold each other accountable.
Yeah, totally.
We're ruining the financial system. It's already bad. But all these people out here that are charging you guys to learn these hacks and all this other stuff without giving you the foundation, they're ruining your lives. I can't even tell you how many times I've had a conversation with Mike from some young man or some young woman that tried to get a bunch of credit cards and utilize them to start a new business, or utilize them to take the cash off the card and, buy a new home or refurbish a home, trying to flip a property. And now they owe Navy Federal $50,000. They owe American Express $27,000. And the lawsuits are piling up, and they're afraid. And there's nothing that either one of us can do. I cannot tell you how many times that this has happened. So at some point, you guys have to stop being gullible. At some point, you guys have to start being accountable and operating this thing like you truly do want the futures that you say you want. Take the time, do the research, join the right programs, either me or Mike's, and then you can start doing it the right way. That's the only way it'll last. It looks like we got one, Mike. You want to let him up in?
Joe, go. My bad. Let me go take this question off. We'll leave it on the screen.
Yeah, just leave it up.
All right.
Mark, what's good, man? Appreciate you for joining the panel.
Man?
Hey, I appreciate you for having me. Got a question about when you have multiple credit cards, and should I be using them periodically? I mean, it's not about the interest rates. It's just so that they stay active so they don't get closed. Because I'm at the point now to where I have multiple different cards for different perks. But then I'm sitting there thinking like, oh, I haven't used this card in 6 months. Do I need to do something with it to show activity, or like what's the guidelines on that? Because I also don't like having multiple charges on multiple different cards, because then it's trying to like keep track of, okay, I got to pay this one, where I'm at on this balance here to make sure I pay that off, to make sure I'm budgeting so that way I can pay them all off at the end of the month. But at the same time, I don't want that account to get closed. So it's like that balance. Do you know what guidelines are per card? Like I got, say, 3 with Capital One, my Navy Federal card. Appreciate you putting me on them. I mean, they've been great, but just to keep tracking all of that and not letting cards just go stagnant to where they close, and then that is a closed account hurting my credit.
Mike, you want to take this one, or you want me to rock with it?
I'll definitely take this one. Yeah, that's a great question. So what should you do if you have too many credit cards? You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand. I've lived this life. Okay.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, you have to keep your cards active. General standard practice. If you have multiple cards, as an example, like what you said with Capital One, if you're using one of those credit cards, you have to keep using the others also. Even just one simple transaction every 3 months. Some of them are going to have to be one transaction every 2 months. All the very, very bottom tier subprime lending credit cards that charge you annual fees, they're going to charge you a monthly fee regardless. Okay, because that's how it's built. The system is built like that to hit you what we call harvesting fees. Regardless of whatever you do, they're going to harvest a fee. You're going to have to pay them. But the majority of all credit cards, you have to use them and keep them active. And what I generally do is I'll go get something to eat, or I'll go to the gas station, get like a drink or something, and I'll use this credit card. And I have those credit cards set to pay the balance off in full every month.
Right.
So I'm not using it for very much. I'm just using it for a very minuscule purpose, or purchase. So if I have to pay off that full balance, it's not going to hurt my pocket. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So keep them active at all times, because everybody has to understand something. People get shocked at this. Like, oh my God, they shut my card off. I can't believe it. Is that legal? Yeah, it's the bank. It's their bank. It's their money. If you're not using their money, why would they want to keep you around? Yep. Like the real purpose of credit cards is to build credit, and the banks are hoping that you get in debt, but they don't want you to get in debt and not be able to pay them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because at the end of the day, if you default, they're going to lose money. Banks lose millions of dollars every year. They're not celebrating it. They're trying to figure out how to stop it. That's why they send debt collectors after people. So yeah, keep them active, man. You have to keep the cards active at least a minimum of once every 2 months or once every 3 months. If you start going past 3 months, danger, Will Robinson, danger. Okay.
Let me ask you a question, Mark. Let me ask you a question real quick.
What about them lowering the credit limit too? So, like, for instance, if you got a $10,000 credit limit, but you're not going nowhere near that, can they drop your credit limit?
They can do whatever they want. Just stop asking, can they do? Well, the credit card issuers can do whatever they want with that account. The answer is whatever they want. Now, will they do that? I'm gonna just tell you right now. I have a few credit cards that have $15,000, $25,000 credit limits, and I put my Netflix subscription on them every month, bro. That's all they get. And I have yet to have one of them lower my credit limit.
Gotcha.
I have yet to have that happen. Now, maybe they're in the hopes that I just make a massive screw up and I just overspend on something and I have to run to them and I end up overspending with them. It's probably what they're hoping for. But I have yet to have that happen. Typically speaking, what will get your credit limits lowered is running up a super high balance and not paying it off month after month after month, just paying the minimum balance due for several months in a row, and then finally you start to pay it down. Then what they do is they will inch you down. They'll say, okay, cool, you couldn't handle $10,000 a month. We saw how you struggle with that. We'll take you down to 6 and see how you do. And then you pay it down from 6,000 to 3,000. They'll knock you down to 3,000. They'll keep closing that gap to keep your utilization rate high. So the number one thing you can do to keep from losing your credit limits on an open account is never carry a balance over 50%. Never carry a balance over 50%. Now, the activity, having a Netflix subscription or a Hulu or ESPN as a subscription on a card, just having it automatically, run the payment. Then you have, like Mike said, you have your automatic payment being withdrawn from your bank account for the full amount due, which should be $14, $25, whatever it is. My number one question to you is, how are your finances? Are your finances in a place where you can put your credit cards on auto pay for $20 a month?
I can't, because typically I only have one card that I use as like my daily spender, and that's that's my Navy Federal card. I pretty much use that for everything that I buy. Like I don't even use my debit card anymore. I just use that and then I transfer everything over. Okay. I was worried about having these other cards go inactive.
Right.
Because I had them to try to build that credit profile, to have a mix of cards, that type of thing there to get myself going. And then I was able to get my personal loan with Navy Federal, got that taken care of. Now I got my car loan, so I was able to build that profile like that. Now I'm just cards that I really don't want, but I don't want to close the account either. But I had to get that credit mix first.
True. So
like,
what I want to tell you is I want to give you like I don't want to call it a hack, but I want to give you like a little way that when I started managing my multiple credit cards, when I had like 7 or 8 credit cards, I was afraid of exactly what you're talking about, right? I was afraid of if I don't use them for 6 months, they're going to close the cards. What I did was I actually labeled my cards. My Quicksilver card was for, fast food. My Platinum card was for gas or whatever the case is. My, Slate card from Chase, which is their bottom level card, was for, blah, blah, blah. Then I had a couple of subscriptions that I had on other cards. I had them literally labeled so that when I went to go do this activity, this was the card that I used. And I had to get disciplined with it to the point where I was utilizing it. Now I have kids, I have a wife, I have so many different subscriptions and stuff that my subscriptions can all live on a card, right? And then they're all being auto paid. So the only thing that I do every month is I have my calendar set up to check to make sure that the auto payment went through, because that's the quickest way to get a card closed, is to have a payment rejected. Right. I make sure that the payment went through, and then I'm good to go. So you just have to start to develop a system around those cards. Credit does not just happen. Good credit does not just happen to you. Like any other relationship, you better work on it, or if you forget about it, it'll get away from you. So that's my biggest advice to you is set up the system first, figure out what's your fast food card, figure out what's your gas card, figure out which one is your Netflix card. Do like Mike said, put everything on the auto pay system for the full amount due every month, so you have no interest issues, and then you'll be straight. Because guess what's going to happen? That subscription is going to report, and it's going to show $14 being used out of 300 or out of 1,000 or whatever the case is. And you're going to be good because you're going to be showing active use of that card. So that's the way you work that particular thing, man. It's all about systems, bro. You just got to have this.
Yeah, I like that idea too, putting the subscriptions, because I'm doing that anyway. I can just do a subscription per card, set it up on auto pay, and then I'm good. Think about that.
That's the number one thing, bro. It's easy call.
Yeah. And also, whenever anybody sets up auto pay, always remember, set your auto pay to be to your bank account, not your debit card.
Right.
Okay. Because if your debit card gets, your debit card gets compromised and you have to change debit cards, the debit card will lose connection. Your auto pay is not going to hit. You got multiple cards, you're going to have a really bad day. Okay.
Right. Close account after close account, late fee after late fee. It's problematic, bro. Mike hit it on the head. That's a good one, bro.
Yeah, definitely. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem,
doubt, man. No doubt. Thank you for joining, dude. We got Bill on here. Let me see.
Doing, Jay and Mike. How you guys doing?
What's going on, baby dog? How you doing, man?
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
My question is, I got a late payment on my credit, right? It's almost 3 years old, and I went through credit agencies and I tried to get it off, remove myself, and it's just not happening. So the last thing I got, they said, I guess, write the CEO a letter, like a hardship letter.
Mm-hmm.
Now, should I certify that, or can I just mail it?
You email it, bro.
Email it.
Email it to the CEO's email.
Okay.
This is where my clients that I've had them use this method have had the most success, because the CEO is not going to read it, right? But somebody from his office will. And then I also tell people, don't make up some insane lie like you're trying to get them to feel sorry for you or whatever. Tell the truth. If you forgot, say I forgot. Because here's the thing. How has your relationship been with them previously? Is this one late payment, or have you had
just one?
How long is the account history for this one?
Probably 5 or 6 years.
They will surmise, bro, that you are a good customer. Yep. Typically speaking, they're going to help you out. I would say anywhere between 65 to 70% of my customers that send in a goodwill letter directly to the CEO's email address get favorable results, man.
Okay, so how do I get that email address?
I'm gonna put a link. I'm actually gonna put the link that I use to find the CEO.
There you go.
Okay.
Bear with me for a second. I'm gonna give it to you all right now. So hopefully all of y'all are paying attention and y'all save this.
Anybody that's got late payments, y'all better pay attention.
This is the one.
And now listen, what I like about Bill right now, he was very honest. He said, this is the only one late payment I've had. Okay. I've had a great track record with them. So this has a higher chance of getting reversed. if you are a person that has a buttload of late payments, it ain't gonna happen for you. Okay, you need to stop getting late payments and get yourself back on track, because no bank is gonna want to reverse those. You've given yourself some history here. But our man Bill right here was very honest and said, listen, man, I messed up. I got one late payment. Like these credit repair people, I'm going to go ahead and do this real quick, Jay. I'm willing to bet money that a lot of credit repair people told them that they were going to reverse this. They were going to delete it, and you were going to have no problem. The number one thing that I say to anybody when I see late payments is, it's not worth my time or energy. I'm not even going to go after it. And they're like, what? It's going to cost you way too much money. On average, what I have seen, the data points from my company, just disputing with Metro 2, it generally can take 4 to 6 rounds to reverse one late payment. If it happens.
Right.
Okay? So if it doesn't happen in those 4 to 6 rounds, nah, bro. So I tell people that. But all these people that are out there telling people these lies, like late payments are the most difficult thing to reverse because it's real, true historical information. Now, if it was definitely like not reported properly on a credit report, and you can see that it's reporting late in January, but on TransUnion it's reporting late in February, like that's technically like that's not right. So you have better traction there. But a late payment is almost impossible to reverse. I call late payments the bane of my existence. I hate them. Okay.
So when I first started credit repair, late payments were my favorite thing, because I would get people who had like 30, 40 late payments on a credit account, bro. And with a late payment, you can dispute a single late payment every single time you every round. You can dispute a different late payment for accuracy. So it kept people in my system for a long time. It kept me getting paid, and I was legitimately doing the work. But then I realized, like at a certain point in time, like I started looking at the numbers and the probability of the payments being either removed or reversed to a positive situation. And it almost never happened. It was like 4% of the time, bro. And then when I started seeing that, I went from being a person who had learned how to do credit repair to a person that realized how the system really, truly worked. And that is these late payments and stuff. Not only can you not prove that you weren't late, because 99.9% of the time, the consumer cannot prove that they weren't late, but they can prove you were late. So what am I truly disputing against? Why am I actually doing this? And why am I charging people for this particular type of service when it doesn't work? More often than not, it doesn't work. So when I found something that does work, what's the scenario where late payments can be changed? It's when you have an amazing record with that particular institution and you have 1, maybe 2, at the very most 3 late payments that are spread out over your history. That's when late payment adjustment truly works. Other than that, it's like spitting in the wind, bro. It's going to come back and hit you in the face and you ain't going to be happy. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So like, that's how I see it, man. Let me post this thing. My computer kind of.
Yep. So, Mike, I appreciate your honesty, man, because I was looking to get your service to get it off, and like you said, and I wanted to answer this question, and it was, I appreciate your honesty,
Yeah, that people get shocked when I tell them. They're like, man, like you really don't want my money. It's not about me wanting your money, man. If I can't help you, like, listen, y'all don't understand. I get money from all kinds of other brand deals. Like, it's not in my best interest to take a client, one, because I have morals, okay? Like, I don't want to take a client if I can't help you. And like, if I don't see any hope, I'm going to tell you straight up, yeah, it ain't for you. I've told people, I probably tell 2 to 5 people a day that, like, I'm sorry, like, I can't help you, unfortunately, and that's just the cold hard facts. But there's so many people that they're dying to get business and they're hoping that they can learn how to do this properly, or they think that they have a smoking gun letter, they have a smoking gun process. Mm-hmm. Like they'll just take anybody. You can't just take anybody because it says a lot about your business. Like, you can't help everybody. You really can, unfortunately.
Right.
So, yeah. Mike, we got a question from Fabian. What are your credit scores? Bill, first of all, did I answer your question, bro? Are you good?
Yeah, I did. I had another question too.
Go ahead.
As far as
Run it, man.
all right, as far as the credit, like your personal credit and your business credit. So if you're applying for business credit and they offer you, it's a PG, right? They do a PG, and say you don't get that credit card, say they deny you or whatever. Can you go and dispute that, or even if you
dispute what? The denial or the inquiry?
The inquiry.
Sure. I'm gonna tell you like I tell everybody else, man. Anything that doesn't end up in a live credit account on your profile, dispute it. Absolutely.
Okay.
If it did not result in the procurement of credit, absolutely dispute it. 100%.
Okay, so what if it did, Jay? What if it did?
Then they'll close your account when they delete. Then they'll close your account when they delete the inquiry, and now you've lost that live credit account. You don't ever dispute.
Yeah. What if it's on your personal? What if it's for your business, but it's on your personal?
Don't ever, and I want you to listen to me. Don't ever dispute an inquiry that resulted in a live account.
Okay.
Do not take the risk, because they're going to do an investigation and they're going to say, oh, this fraudulent inquiry ended up in this account. This account got to be fraud too. And what you going to say back? Yeah, you're right. My bad. And you're going to lose that account. Or you can admit that you lied. And then now you got a problem. You feel me?
So what if you got a credit card? So say I got a Capital One in December. In February, I tried to get another Capital One.
So the inquiries are going to be attached to the open date of the credit card. So if you have an inquiry from October 2022 and you have a credit card with an open date of October or November 2022, go ahead and dispute that inquiry and see what happens to that November opened account. Now, I don't like doing what I'm about to tell you you can possibly do, because it's just too close to the sun for me. I'm not Icarus. I don't like flying close to the sun, bro. I'll get burned. So, but if you have an account, a Capital One Platinum that you opened up in October 2022, and you have an inquiry attached to that, it's cleared at the same date. Capital One inquiry 2022, open date for this particular Platinum card, 10/2022. Then you go in March of 2023 and you open up a Quicksilver card. It's just going to say Capital One, right? But the inquiry, you better pay close attention to that inquiry date.
Okay.
Because you'll mess around and get the wrong account closed. So pay very close. Now, I'm not challenging none of them Capital One inquiries. I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to do it, because guess what Capital One may do? They may run an extra inquiry on you.
Okay.
I just don't like doing it, bro. I just don't like it. It feels unsafe. You can run that risk if you want to, because legitimately speaking, that inquiry does belong to that account, or whatever the case is, or that account you applied for and maybe didn't get. You can do it if you want to, but like Icarus, you flying close to the sun.
Right.
You know what happens. So you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, bro, my wings ain't built for that.
Yeah, man. It's not worth it.
It ain't worth it, bro. Just leave it alone. The inquiry, and by the way, the inquiry ain't hurt you that damn much. You should not be applying for things to the point where your inquiries are damaging your credit at that level. Inquiries can only damage you to a certain extent. So if you got 3, 4, even 5 inquiries, stop disputing that stuff, dude. Leave it alone.
Stop applying for credit you don't need.
And just stop applying for credit you don't need.
Listen,
point,
this is a really good topic, and I'm going to say this.
Let me see. Hold on. Can't nobody see this?
You got that Android that don't even come up on the screen, bro.
That's
what happens.
I can't stand Joe. You can't
even see it, bro.
You can't see
it.
The screen too bright, bro. Hold on. Let me see if I dim my extra bright screen. Can they? Hold on.
No, you can't even see it, bro.
This stupid fixed lens, dude. Anyway, if y'all want to know my credit score, it's a 794.
Get out of here, man.
794.
I'm gonna say a very, very good important thing here. This looks like a reward to everybody. Okay.
Right.
This isn't normal. We're not normal. Me and Jay aren't normal human beings. You don't need this many credit cards.
Not at all.
I test and use every credit card that I talk about and I promote. I know everything about every single American Express credit card. I called Jay the other day to prove him wrong. Okay. I was like, I told you. So this is really important to understand. I'm doing this to gather real, true data points. Okay. It's not normal. People think that having still can't see it. Okay.
There we
You can see my stuff.
Okay.
783, 788, 794. Don't play with me, y'all. I'm the god out here. Don't play with me, boy. And that's with my Chase card being blown up right now because I just blew the bank on my wife's 40th birthday party in Cabo. So that's cool. I can let it ride. I ain't buying nothing no time soon. I'm good. I'm good.
So this is very important to understand. This does not translate to a good credit score. Okay. Everyone thinks that a lot of credit cards equal a good credit score. Let me run that back again to everybody real quick. A lot of credit cards does not equal a good credit score. Okay. Because Jay has a higher credit score than me because I have a lower age of credit than him.
Yep.
Because I have probably close to more than he does of active credit cards. Jay
No, you got me beat now, bro. You got me beat now. You got a problem, Mike. You got a. Let me just say. Let me. Can we have an intervention moment with Mike? Hold on, y'all. Can we have an intervention with Mike? I need everybody in the chat to just put stop in the chat. Just everybody in the chat put stop. Tell Mike to stop applying for credit. This man has a problem.
Yeah,
I stopped myself about Mike got me to apply for a stupid US bank card a while ago, and I'm still pissed about that because I was doing good. Everybody tell me thank you. God. Mike, you see, they love you, bro.
Yes, I know,
they love
man.
you in the chat, dog. So you gotta stop, man. Mike.
That's love.
Mike, you gotta stop, bro. I'm begging and pleading with you, bro. Please stop this behavior, bro. It's hurting your family.
Yeah, I know. My wife was. You know what my wife says? My wife says, I don't even know what card to use, Mike. Okay. Can we have a family meeting so you can explain to me what card I'm supposed to use?
Bro, you got to put this to an end, Mike. Every time I tell you just opened up another American Express Gold card, bro. I'm telling on you today.
Hey, that's business. That doesn't count. That's business.
Listen to me, bro. But here's the thing.
Bro.
No. You opened up a personal American Express Gold card.
No, no, sir. My credit has not been touched since November of last year. My personal credit. I promise you.
Unbelievable.
So this straight business, Mike.
That's funny.
Yeah.
All right, Big Bill. You good to go, bro?
Huh?
One more question.
Man, hurry up, man. You running up on paid consultation territory here, bro.
Okay, so Mike, I seen one of your videos, right? And you were saying that you could call abuse and dispute inquiries. Is that how true?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Call them instead of writing, call them.
Absolutely.
Yeah, follow the directions in the video, just like they say in the video. Now, people are going to say, oh, they told me do this. Hang up the phone and call another rep, man.
That's it.
Hang up the phone and call another rep. Follow the instructions in the video to the T. And if it doesn't work, hang up and call another rep. It's just that simple.
Hold on.
Okay.
I think in one of my videos, I actually give the directions so you can actually get my script for free. So if you go watch that video.
So where's your stuff at, Jay? I'm not.
So I'll put my information in the chat. Fine.
Yeah.
All right, Bill. We gotta go next person, Bill.
Hey man, I love y'all show, man. Keep up the good work.
I might come back.
Man. You too, man. Thanks, bro.
Yep.
All right, we got Bill was in here trying to get a paid console. All right, we got Rebecca. Rebecca, what's going on?
Hey guys, I have what I think might be a unique situation. I've been divorced for 3 years, and while I was still married, there was a truck that was financed in my name. That it's in the divorce papers that the husband got it. He gave the judge a sob story that he was supposed to, that was his only form of transportation because I had a different car and both of the vehicles were financed in my name. The judge did order that he was supposed to get his own financing or continue paying for the truck if he could not get his own. He did neither.
Yeah, you got a problem.
I see this all the time, man. I've seen cases like this. Unfortunately, a judge's order can't stop anything that happens on your credit file because it's a contract. You're bound to that contract and that agreement, unfortunately. There's nothing that you can do to get out of those terms and conditions, unless you can find an arbitration clause where you can possibly look into some type of arbitration. But generally speaking, there's no way to get out of those types of contracts. And judges like to throw around this weight like it holds anything, and unfortunately, it doesn't, man. Like,
most of them, and I'll just go out on a limb here and say this, Mike, because I don't want to get in no trouble with YouTube, but most of these judges, and I'm gonna just say lawyers and other certified financial professionals, they don't know anything about credit. They put things and stipulations in place that will affect your credit life should it go awry, but they have no idea and don't care about that side of it. My best advice to you would be to seek legal counsel based upon the document, hopefully saying what, in the divorce decree, hopefully,
it's in
the
there.
divorce decree, it specifically says these things, and you could take this man to court. Now, the odds are if he can't pay his car notes, he ain't got nothing to give you, sweetheart.
Yeah, he ain't there's no getting blood out of a turnip.
Okay. So at some point you have to cut your losses, understand where you at with it, deal with it, and kind of just let it age out.
What type of loan was it again?
It's an auto
It was
loan.
an auto loan.
Auto loan, get the car back. If it's in your name, take the car back.
Has it been
they repossessed it.
Yeah, it's gone, Mike.
I moved out of state. I got a better job. I mean, even with that on there, like since I've divorced, when I divorced, my credit was in the low to mid 400s. And just in January, February, it's hit low to mid 600s. Yeah. So I've been doing a lot of work on it.
Also, here's what you can do. Let me say this before the thought skips my brain. Anything that you're going to apply for in the near future or in the future while this is still aging out of your credit report, please have that divorce decree available, because institutions that do manual underwriting will take a look at that divorce decree, realize it didn't belong to you, and can possibly manually bypass some of those issues that may come in that credit score. If they can look at that situation and, separate it from the rest of your credit profile, which hopefully is clean, then on a manual underwriting basis alone, you might be able to procure something that you can't get through just automatic underwriting. So I would always keep that divorce decree available. And if you're going for something like a home loan where you may just be scraping by, but because of that repossession, they will deny you, keep the divorce decree where you can prove that this man was given responsibility for this vehicle, did not uphold his end of the court given bargain, and then maybe you can get by with it on manual underwriting. That's your only saving grace.
Okay. All right. Thank you for that. And I do have to give you guys credit. Following your YouTube videos and advice has helped me to get over that 600 threshold.
Congratulations.
Good. Congratulations. It's a big deal. Congratulations. Yeah. Thank you for
your support. You good?
What was that again?
I said, are you good? Is that it?
Yes. Yep.
All right.
Good.
Thank you so much for joining the show, and appreciate your support.
All right. Thank you, guys. Have a good one.
Take care.
You too. Let me cover this question before we go to the next one. Should you pay a collection agency if the debt is true? There's a yes and a no to this. Okay. There's a yes and a no to this. One, it depends. Well, first off, this is very important to understand that a lot of people do not understand. If an item is not on your credit report and you get a collection letter in the mail, this is your opportunity to fix it before it gets to your credit report. Okay. So a lot of people think that not paying this collection and just ignoring it is going to go away. If it's not on your credit report, listen to what I said, everybody. If the collection is not on your credit report, you can resolve it, and you need to respond within 30 days to that letter, whether you're going to try to dispute it or you're trying to pay it. You need to respond before the 30 days is up and start taking action immediately.
So first, you need to look at the age of the collection. You look at the age, because a lot of times these folks, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Let me tell y'all some truth real quick about me. My bad credit's still following me, right? I ain't paid back all my collections when I got rid of them. And I got a collection letter I want to say maybe about 6 months ago from a debt from 2008. Now, me being me, I know they can't do nothing. They can't put it on my credit report. It's way out of the statute of limitations for collecting on it. But for a normal person, they'll look at that and go, oh my God, it's and then they'll contact them and just make mistake after mistake after mistake. I know for a fact they can't do anything. So I pay attention to things like, what was the date of the last activity of the debt? Look at the collection date debt when they received the date from the original creditor. Those types of things, just paying attention to those kind of things can save you a lot of heartache, save you a lot of undue responsibility, and keep some money in your pocket, whether you deserve it or not. Those are just the facts of the matter. So Mike is right, but there is a little bit of a caveat, because oftentimes you'll start getting old collection letters from things that just don't matter anymore. In that particular case, hell no, don't pay the debt. I shouldn't probably say that, but no, I wouldn't pay it. I didn't pay it. But in any other case where you're still within the statute of limitations of reporting and even of being sued, you definitely want to deal with it in a way where you respond to the debt with, like Mike said, some sort of a debt validation letter to give yourself a little bit extra time to properly resolve it. That's good advice, Mike. I agree.
And also, here's the caveat. If you're going to pay collection and they're not going to delete it, the paid collection on your credit report is going to stay in your credit report for 7 years.
It re-ages. Yeah.
Okay.
7 years plus 180 days.
From the last date of activity.
Yep.
I'm actually going to make a short video and a long video explaining this in more detail, because people do not understand this.
Mm-hmm.
If you pay a collection and they don't delete it, it is still hurting your credit score. It
Worse.
does not help your credit score in any way, shape, or form. And
It hurts worse.
Yes.
It hurts worse. And
Because
here's why.
a new payment history.
Not just that, right? Not just that it re-ages, right? But then you have a paid collection show up on your credit report. Now disputing it becomes damn near impossible. It becomes Mike and I both work with amazing attorneys. Not one of them will take a case of a paid collection or charge off. If you really want to screw yourself up, pay something on a collection or charge off level before going into credit repair. You'll find out just how quickly that has really done everything that you need to do to solidify that reporting of that debt by that creditor or that collection company. Do not pay a debt before you consult with a professional credit repair person, or before you at the very least have disputed it for validation. Do not do that. Save yourself some heartache. So I agree with you, Mike, 100%.
Yeah, man.
That was a good question, and that's one that we all see.
I'll let you scroll through the questions and find a very interesting question that's up there. Now, I know you're going to find it, and you're probably going to pick it out. So just scroll a little high and see what you see and see what you tell me, okay?
Bro, why you got me? What's the question, bro? We ain't wasting these people's time.
All right, here we go.
Ray is in the queue, but he ain't got no picture up, man. So we're gonna go to Heidi real quick. There's a lot of credit repair companies that are scams. What makes your company legit? If I was a scammer, would I tell you I was a scammer? Every credit repair company knows what to say to make themselves appear legit. I mean, if you pay me, I'm gonna send you letters. That's, what else can I say? How can I prove that I'm not a scammer? I tell you what. Nah, I ain't gonna tell you. I ain't gonna do that. That might get me in trouble. Nah. I was gonna say go look at my reviews, but no. We're good. Don't go look at my reviews. I'm straight. Let's get Heidi in here, man. I don't know how to answer that question, bro. How would you answer that question, Mike? You got me over here on stuck, dog.
Well, first off, if you're not listening to our live and you're not listening to the things that we're saying, that should automatically tell you the difference in us and everyone else. So if you have to ask the question if we're scammers and what makes our company legit, then you've already got it set in your mind that all credit repair companies are scammers. Why are you working with credit repair companies then? That's probably the only time I'm going to say that, because I get tired of having to answer this question time and time again. And when people send me that message, I don't even respond.
I mean, are you a scammer? Will the scammer ever say yes?
People always ask what makes you legitimate. Like
my bond? My bond
that I'm registered.
Scammers have bonds too, bro. Scammers have bonds too.
I'm registered as a legitimate business, that I'm registered with legitimate bonds. Like, I don't understand what makes everybody not a scammer, because scammers don't tell you that they're scammers. Okay, Georgia is a prime example of that. The state of Georgia thought that they would ban credit repair because it would stop all scammers. Guess what? We're going to ban credit repair in the state of Georgia, and that's going to stop all the scammers. Scammers are going to scam regardless.
And now there's more scammers in the state of Georgia than ever before. Than ever before, bro.
Yeah.
A lot of the gurus that we see on, they openly admit, like, yo, yeah, we got credit repair. We're in Georgia. We're in Georgia. So yes, can y'all stop asking that question? No, I don't. That ain't it. That ain't it. Let's get Heidi in here before she
He
loses her
could
patience.
ask any question. That's the question he asked.
Oh, come on, man. Heidi, what's going on, girl? How you doing?
Hey,
Appreciate you joining us.
gentlemen. I had a quick question.
Go ahead.
I've been working on my credit for the past 2 years.
Okay.
I have student loans that I've been paying on. Obviously, we're in the process of the court system, you know, approving the so much amount or whatever to pay back for student loans. So really, besides that being on my credit, I have a personal loan through my credit union. I have my car loan through my credit union, and I have a credit card. So would it be detrimental to my credit to pay off in full my personal loan or my car? Or should I just continue to keep paying them?
It will destroy you.
Okay.
Paying off your installment loans will close the loan.
Okay.
A closed account that was active you will lose especially on an installment loan. This is non-negotiable. You lose every element of positive information that belongs to that loan. You lose the age. You lose the open account. You lose the mix of credit that it's providing you. You lose all of these things. These are different areas of the credit score algorithm.
Okay.
Your mix of credit, you need that. Mix of credit is 15%. You need the credit age that is providing you. Although all installment loans will inherently die, you still want that age to be accumulating. So average age of credit is going to be affected. So all of these things, actually credit mix is 10%, ain't it? Yeah, average age of credit is 15%. So you need these elements of the credit score algorithm to build your credit score. When you start removing those elements, you are now tearing it down. The biggest mistake you can make is paying off a loan early. So if you can stomach the interest that you are putting into it, allow it to stay as long as you can. Okay. And when you get to a point where you're no longer looking at making any major purchases, you can go ahead and take that damage. But while you're trying to build your credit to get better credit cards, to get better interest rates and things of that nature on any finances that you're trying to procure from any lending institution, you need as good information and as old of information as possible. Please don't pay that off.
Okay, because that's what I'm looking to do within a year or so. I'm not looking at doing it next month or anything, but my car is going to be paid off in a couple months. Okay. And so I just kind of wanted to continue to build my credit so that I can get a better interest rate on the vehicle that I really want. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, at a certain point, you just can't avoid it anymore, right? At a certain point, the loan is going to be paid off. You have a set amount of payments. You cannot go beyond that. But don't introduce the damage to yourself early. That's just my point. What do you think?
Yeah, listen, if it's an issue of interest and you still got a decent amount of time, you need to build a relationship with a really great credit union and then look to refinance that. It'll take you about 6 to 8 months to build a decent relationship with a credit union.
Well, so her loan is with the credit union, bro.
What credit union?
I've been with my credit. It's a hometown credit union.
Yeah, so I'm gonna tell you. Let me. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but let me tell everybody a quick little tidbit here, okay? Smaller credit unions sometimes do offer decent interest rates. Oftentimes, their products are not the greatest because they're not the bigger credit unions. The larger the credit unions, the more members equals larger limit credit cards, larger types of loans, more products that they can offer because they have more members. Okay. A smaller credit union, unfortunately, doesn't have that. Now, it's kind of crazy because there are some smaller credit unions that will offer better interest rates. Okay. So it's kind of a caveat, but unfortunately, you know, it's going to be a hit or a miss. You know, so just always remember, larger credit union, better systems.
Right. I work for an automaker, and the credit union that I use was originally just for that automaker. And then they finally opened it up to the public. But I've been with them for 15 to 20 years.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and they've actually been the ones to kind of help me get my credit to where it's at. So, I mean, I just want to continue to build it, and I just don't know how, because they're telling me I should pay off the student loans while I'm still waiting, but they've put them all to zero. So I'm kind of lost.
Yeah, I wouldn't bother paying off any installment loans at all before the term gives out. It just doesn't serve a purpose whatsoever. Because the debt that you have on an installment loan does not go towards your utilization rate. So none of that debt is damaging you. So like Mike said, if it's not a question of having an outrageous interest rate, right? If your interest rate is tolerable, never pay off the loan. As far like extend that bad boy, like Mike said, refinance it if you come to a point where you can refinance it. Keep it alive by any keep that on your credit report by any means. And yes, when you refi, it will start a new loan. But at the end of the day, you need that installment loan from that automobile on your credit report. When you lose that, you will find out what I found out in September of 2021 when I paid off my Nissan Armada. My credit score dropped 40 points. It was unavoidable. Stupid dummy me decided to put $200 extra a month towards it because I wasn't really truly thinking about it. And I had an interest rate of like 3.9%. Dumb. Just dumb. I wasn't paying attention and it got away from me. So even me, knowing what I know for as long as I've known it, still make mistakes like that. And when I make the mistakes, I bring them to you guys so you don't. Please don't pay that auto loan off before you need to. Simple as that.
Okay. I appreciate it, gentlemen. Thank you so very much.
No doubt.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Heidi.
you for joining the call.
Have a good.
All right. Who we got here? We got Bio. Oh, Bio came to bring you the smoke directly, my G. Hold on. Is it Bio or is it Bayo?
Yeah, it's Bio.
Bio. I knew I had it right, man. What's going on, bro? You trying to bring the smoke directly to Mike's face? What's going on here?
Hey, don't say that about that.
let me duck out the way before these shots start.
What's going on, man? What's your question, bro?
What's good, man? What can we do you for?
Yeah, thank you guys. Nice being here this evening. I've been trying to get in touch with you, Mike, but I got it now, but that's okay. But my first question right now is I'm trying to get I'm trying to get the collection of my report before they attack my.
Oh, Bio done dipped out.
Bio, hold on. He bounced. Bio, you back?
Yeah, back now.
All right, man.
So if I want to take off if I want to deal with the collectors before they eat my credit report, what do I do?
I'll let you take this one, Jay.
They've been writing me. Can you hear me?
What's going on? Go ahead. What do you say?
Yeah, they've been writing me letters and threatening to put that on my credit.
Bio, you're cutting in and out, bro. Your reception is bad, man.
So what Bio's saying is, so some debt collector is sending him letters about a collection company sending him letters. Should he deal with it? Question number one, how old is the debt? Okay, this is not legal advice or financial advice, but how old is the debt?
The debt like a few months.
So
you said it's a few months?
Yeah.
Okay, so you need to go ahead and pay it. Okay, if it's only been a few months and it hasn't been on your credit report, if it's a legitimate bill, just pay it. And
is it reported to the credit report?
No, it says it's not on the credit report.
Okay, I didn't catch that part. Okay, yeah, pay it, man. Hurry up.
The point is the issue was like I went to Cancun a few months ago. That was even before just some brief time after the COVID-19. So I called them and I canceled it. But they are telling me, when I called, they told me they're going to call it out. They're going to stop the contract. But unfortunately, they didn't stop the contract and everything went on until the collectors are writing me now.
So this is a timeshare.
Thank you, guy. Thank you, Mike. That's what I've been trying.
So you need to you need to find a consumer law attorney
Yep.
that can deal with timeshare situations. Okay.
I will put the link to NACA in the chat. So anybody who needs to look for a consumer attorney, this is the website to go to. I'll put it in the chat.
All right, go ahead, man.
Okay. You need to find a consumer law attorney. Now listen to what I'm saying, everybody. If you're going to deal with a consumer law attorney, you need a consumer law attorney that litigates. Okay. They have to be a good litigator. You have to tell them, do you litigate? And they say, what do you mean? Do you litigate? I'm not trying to negotiate. I want you to fight this. Okay.
Right.
Some consumer law attorneys will say, well, it's your debt, right? Why don't you just pay it? That's not the point here. Like this, my man here has a real situation. They were supposed to cancel the contract. They didn't. And now he's faced with a situation where they're trying to collect the money on him. And clearly he tried to cancel it. Okay. So get with a consumer law attorney that specializes in timeshare contracts. Okay.
Okay.
And you need to move fast before it hits your credit report. Okay.
Yeah, I know it's very important before it is. I don't want to be dealing with all this little credit report issue. I mean,
yeah.
Then,
I'm gonna put this on the board right here. As you can see, Fabian, this is a very unique situation. So you don't want to just say just pay it, because there's so many different caveats to what can happen here. There's so many different reasons why you should not, and you should. So you need to ask all the proper questions as to why you should and why you shouldn't pay it. Because if you pay it and you don't owe the money, why would you give them all this free money?
right.
You know what I'm saying? So if you have no choice and you have to pay it and the debt's yours, I mean, then yeah. I mean, it's pretty clear. If I went to the hospital and I had a copay for $120 and then I decide I don't want to pay it now, I mean, come on, man, just pay the copay and be done with it. Don't call me and ask me how to get it off your credit report.
Right.
You could just pay it and be done with it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're gonna spend hundreds of dollars to get off these small little collections off your credit report when you can just pay them and be done with it. See what I'm saying? So every situation is going to be different when it comes to paying a collection. So you can't just say, nah, just pay it all. We can't, unfortunately, just say that. So, but yeah, you need to get a consumer law attorney involved with timeshare contracts. Okay, Bio.
Okay. My last question. So when is the best time, the limit time to apply for a new credit? Some say 6 months, 1 year. What is the best time? What is the best advice to apply for a new credit?
There is no one answer to this question, Bio. There's no one answer to this question because it depends on how many credit cards you have. Number one, it depends on how many inquiries you currently have. It depends on I just blanked that on my mind. But just take those two things, right? Those two things right there can make or break your credit file if you continue to apply for new credit. So what's the circumstance here? What do you have credit cards or what? Do you have no credit?
Yeah, I do have credit card. I have credit card and I have good credits. I think
what's your score? What's your scores?
My score is 7. I have 7 on the Experian. I have 797. On the Equifax, I have 816.
So you're good. Okay.
And on TransUnion, I think I have 808.
Bro, under no circumstances do you let that collection hit your credit report.
That's what I'm trying to fight off.
Yeah. Oh no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Whatever you got to do.
Right.
Do not let that hit your credit file. You are done if you do.
I know.
You want to see a grown man cry? I'm gonna have Bio back on when he lets us hit his credit report, and Bio, you just gonna cry in front of everybody. Okay.
I know.
Do whatever you have to do, bro, to keep that from hitting your credit file. You may not have time to address this with an attorney. You may have to just eat this. You may have to just eat it, dude. You will lose.
This is a really good example, ladies and gentlemen. You never sign any contract or agreement if you're not 100% certain, because it's very hard to go back on a signed contract or an agreement.
Yep.
Right.
Okay. These timeshare people lure people into, and they bring you on a free vacation. They make you sit there for hours, and then they say, well, no, just fill out the application. We're not going to run your credit. And then all of a sudden you just sign a contract because you don't really know what you're reading.
Right.
So don't sign contracts that you don't understand what they say. My favorite, and No, the one thing I hate when people tell me they ran my credit without my permission. Well, how do they get your social security number? You have to put your social security number on there. You have to sign a document that allows them to. Some person said, well, I texted them my social security number. And I said, bro, I can see that you applied for Lamborghini, Bentley, Mercedes-Benz all in the same day. So how do they get your social security? So remember, stop giving your information out and don't sign any documents, because this is going to put you in a bad situation, as my man Bayou right here. And now he's going to try to figure out how to get out. And time is not your friend right now, man. So you got to figure out a solution before it hits your credit.
If you had terrible credit, I tell you, just go ahead and see what you can do with the attorney, bro. But you have a lot to lose.
I know.
And the moment a collection hits your credit report, bro, you have a real problem, because it's going to be a problem getting it off. It's very, very difficult. Don't let anybody tell you that removing collections of any kind is easy. They're all difficult. Even removing inquiries to a certain extent is just the devil, bro.
This is my line. There is no such thing as an easy item to delete, and anybody who says that is lying.
Lying, straight up.
Not even removing your addresses that aren't your addresses is going to be easy to delete. It's not.
Sure.
It's not. So if anybody says, "Oh, a collection is easy," "Oh, a medical collection is easy," "I could get that charge off, no problem, guys."
No problem. Bio, I have another question for you, man. How many credit cards have you opened up in the last 6 months?
I was looking at it this morning. Probably 6 months. I don't have any for like 6 months. The only one that I have like a year plus.
A year plus. That was your last open credit card?
Only one credit card that I have for 6 months.
Okay. So here's my rule of thumb, bro. I generally will apply for one new credit card every 12 months.
Okay.
That's the safe play, because at that particular point in time, by the time you're applying for that third card, the inquiries that you applied for, whether you got it or whether you didn't get it, will be phasing out from the 2 years before, right? So you keep a clean less than 5 inquiries on your credit report by doing it that way. So you're definitely in the safe place to go ahead and apply for another card now, for sure.
Okay. Because right now I only have one inquiries, and the inquiries I have now is on TransUnion is on a business account.
Yeah, do it now, man. You can probably apply for one, maybe even 2 credit cards right now. And then start to let those age, and then maybe in another 18 months, go for another one.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys, man. God bless.
All right, man. Take it easy.
Yep.
All right, man.
Jay be lying, talking about applying every 6 months. You be lying, bro.
Hey, bro. Hey, I said I like to. I'm at a point now. I got a little happy, when your boy hit that 825. When your boy hit that 825, I was like, everybody can get it. Give me all the credit cards. Give me all the cards. And then I went down to like a 740, and I was like, oh God, forgive my sins. Please, somebody help, please. All right. So we got a couple more people, man. Looks like Daniel is still blacked out, bro. Let's go to Ray. What's going on, big dog?
Man, what's going on?
Ray look like he was about
Mike. Finally, I got you guys together.
To tap out. What's good? What's going on, man? What can we do for you?
Got a question for you. It may sound simple, but it's kind of confusing. The first question is 2 questions. The first question is, can you explain the due date and the statement date, and which one are we supposed to pay attention to?
Both.
Both
of them. BOF. Both of them. And here's why, right? And I'll give you my side, and Mike, if he disagrees with anything I say, can give you his side. Unless you want to take this one, big dog. You got it, Mike. I've been talking a lot, man.
So now remember, everybody, your due date is created because you carried a balance the previous month. Okay. Set your credit cards on auto payment to make at least the minimum payment on your due date, so you're always safe. Okay. That's rule number 1. All right. You need to make sure that you are not carrying a balance when your statement closing date is going to hit. This is what I tell everyone. Let's say hypothetically your statement closing date is the 20th. Okay. Now, let me backtrack a little bit. You can pay off your credit card in full by your due date. Totally fine. Okay. Some credit card companies will tell you will not incur any interest if you pay off your credit card by your due date, but they're not telling you one thing. Okay. They're not telling you one thing. If you pay off your credit card in full by your due date, perfectly fine. But then you're going to use the card. This is the mistake that everybody makes. okay, in between that gap between your due date and your statement closing date. So you can make your minimum payment or pay off in full by your due date. When your statement closing date approaches, let's say it's the 20th, pay off your credit card at least 2 or 3 days before so the payment clears, pay it off completely, okay? Once the 20th hits or your statement closing date, stop using the card. Do not use the card for 5 to 7 days. I tell my clients do 7 days so you can get yourself used to a full 7 day. Okay. Don't use the card for 7 days so it reports a zero balance. Once the 7 days is gone, you can go back to using the card, because what you're doing is the statement closing date closes. The credit card company has 3 to 5 days or 3 to 7 days to report your balance to the credit bureaus. What happens is people use that credit card right after they pay it off on the statement closing date, and then it reports that new balance. Okay? This is why people say, well, I paid off my credit card. Why is it reporting a balance? It's because you use the card right after your statement closing date. Okay?
Okay.
Jay?
Okay.
So there's actually 3 dates you need to understand. Okay.
I don't even tell them the third one, bro.
I do, bro. And you just told him, but you kind of told him in a way that might lead him to disregard it. And I want to make sure that he understands that the reporting date plays a role too.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have your statement date, you have your report. I'm trying to make sure this is on the screen. Your reporting date, and then you have your due date. So there's 3 dates, right? The first one in the cycle is always going to be the statement closing date. Okay.
Okay.
This is the money that you're going to have due from what you've already spent this particular cycle. Okay. Statement closing date. Like Mike said, pay it down as far as you can. Now, between the statement closing date, and I don't tell people anymore like a particular set amount of days for a credit card because they're all different. What I tell people to do is know your statement closing date. Know the reporting date. You can see the reporting date on any Credit Karma credit report or any credit report. It will tell you this card reported to the bureau on this date. Know that date, the reporting date. In between the statement closing date and the reporting date, no spending. Whatever that time frame is, because the reporting date rarely changes, the statement date almost never changes. Know the time frame between the statement closing date and the reporting date. Whatever you spend in between here will report to the credit bureaus.
Okay.
Now, your due date on the back end of this, whatever you have not paid off by the statement date, you will have some semblance of that due on the due date. Usually the minimum payment on a low amount is like $40, $25 to $40. Make sure, just to cover your ass, that you have every single credit card you own on auto pay for the full amount due. This is the cover your ass point. Because if in fact you made purchases after the statement date, right? Between the statement date and the due date, and you don't have that amount, even the minimum amount due paid off, you're going to get a late fee. So all 3 are important. I hope you got to be writing this down, bro, because it can be complex. The statement date helps keep your utilization down, right? If you pay everything off by the statement date and you don't spend between the statement date and reporting date, you will have a very low amount reported to the credit bureaus. Now, if you happen to spend money between the statement date and the due date, you're going to have some balance due. You still must make some kind of payment, even if it's the minimum balance due on the due date. Pay as much as you can by the statement date. Don't make any purchases before the reporting date. Make sure you have auto payment set up on the due date. That's how you cover your ass with credit cards. You will never go wrong if you do it that way.
Okay. Got it.
Did that make sense?
Got it. Oh, yeah, definitely. And
Cool.
one other question. As far as authorized users, like kids, or I'm not sure to say kids.
It's in my territory. Go ahead.
Kids, 17, 18, got to be 18. I understand it. 18.
No, you don't.
18.
No, you don't. No,
okay.
You don't.
Wrong
credit
info
cards
now.
allow as young as 13.
Okay.
Now, I don't know why the hell you would do that, because a 13-year-old can't procure credit of any kind anyway, so it's useless. You really just set them up for failure. But go ahead, man. Ask your question. Sorry, I'm weird about AU stuff. Go ahead.
I appreciate the honesty. So I have a credit card with USAA.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably my oldest. Yeah, matter of fact, it is my oldest credit card. And I'm thinking about putting my daughter on that credit card. It's a American Express co-branded one.
Okay.
I'm thinking about putting her on that credit card. Now, my understanding is that American Express don't give authorized users
payment history.
The credit history. The credit history.
Quick question
Does
before
that
you
apply
finish.
to co-branded?
Before you finish, I was just about
Yes.
to ask you, is it an American Express card or is it an American Express branded USAA card?
Second part, branded.
Okay.
It's not American Express.
Then American
it's
Express,
USAA.
American Express rules do not apply. What all that means to you, Ray, is that that card is accepted where American Express is accepted.
Gotcha.
But none of the other American Express rules apply. It should report the history. The age. It should report the age. It should report the payment history. It should report the utilization. You should get the trifecta.
Okay.
And so when you're dealing with authorized user accounts, that's what you need, right? You need the payment history to report. You need the age of the overall credit card to report, and you need the good utilization. Hopefully your utilization is low, below 9% on that card, Ray.
Oh, that's a 0. I barely use that card.
Man.
I barely use it. I charge maybe $1.
Your daughter should benefit all three ways.
Right
your daughter should benefit all three ways, then, my man.
So this is a really good example, Ray, that you're going to give to everyone, because this is a lot of confusion with a lot of people with American Express. Okay, American Express cards, direct American Express. These are all direct American Express cards. They come directly from American Express. A co-branded credit card, okay? A co-branded credit card is a credit card that did not come from American Express, okay?
Okay.
I'm gonna put Mike up on the full screen so y'all can get his credit card numbers here real quick, since he wanted to do it.
So,
hey, Mike, just
go ahead. A co-branded credit card is something that did not come directly from American Express. That does not apply to the American Express rule. Okay, right. Just take that into account. Everyone that's watching, okay, if you got a credit one from American Express, it does not apply. Okay, all right. Okay.
Just so y'all know, American Express.
It was an inside joke.
Yeah, just so y'all know, American Express is not only a credit issuer, but they are a payment network as well. American Express is its own payment network, and so it will allow other credit institutions to subscribe to their payment network. Discover is its own payment network, and they don't have any co-branded deals with anybody. But Discover is its own payment network. How you know this is that Discover cards start with their own number. They don't subscribe to Visa. They don't subscribe to MasterCard or anything like that. They start with a 6. That's their payment network number. American Express's payment network number is 3. All American Expresses start with 3. I believe all American Express branded cards, co-branded cards, also start with 3. I could be wrong about that, but I believe so.
No, he's right. So this right here is a Delta Sky Miles American Express Reserve.
Zoom in on that number, Mike. Hold on.
Okay, it's not on here, but you can try.
I couldn't put.
You just took it off the screen, bro.
Hold on, my bad. I was trying to put you on blast, bro, and I done messed up. I done jacked up. Let me put you back. Man. I'm over here trying to be sassy. Anyway,
so this is an American Express credit card. So a lot of people have that confused with airlines also.
Right.
So airlines are actually directly through the credit card company. So pay attention to that, ladies and gentlemen. Airlines are going directly through the credit card company because they're a different type of co-brand, okay?
Okay.
But remember the bank that it's with. That's the easiest way to know if this is a direct American Express credit card. The bank that it's with, it's coming directly from American Express.
Right.
You can get it from the American Express website.
Right.
Okay.
But USAA is its own bank. It's its own credit issuer. That card you have, Ray, subscribes to the American Express payment network. It should start with the number 3. All Visas start with the number 4. All MasterCards start with the number 5. That's how you know if it's a Credit One MasterCard, it subscribes to the MasterCard payment network because it starts with a 5. So no, your American Express is not living within that American Express rule book where they won't report history. or age of history to the
Okay.
age of history and payment history. Typically on an American Express, if you put an authorized user on there, they're only going to get one element of the three that can come from an authorized user activity situation. Your situation should get all three, man. So that you're good to go there. That's a great card to put her on, man. Congratulations. Good
Okay.
fathering.
Okay. And Mike, I did send you a suggestion on doing that. Difference between co-branded and branded, I guess, branded cards like
It's on the
American
list, brother.
Express.
It's on the
Wait for
YouTube list.
Oh, okay. I'm waiting. And Jay, I'm waiting for something from you too.
You're gonna be waiting a
Wait
long
for
time,
something
bro.
you
'Cause I don't
too.
be putting out content no more. I
Oh,
quit.
come on, man.
I'm just messing
You
with
see
y'all,
how you
man.
messed up?
I'm getting back in the
Thanks,
game, man.
guys.
Getting back in the game. I took a hiatus.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate y'all.
All right, brother.
Y'all
Appreciate you.
All right, you too,
Have
man.
a good one now.
All right. Take care, brother.
We're gonna answer this last question right here, man.
Yep.
If you if you cancel or remove the authorized account off your report, it's gonna damage your score. Someone added me as an authorized user, and I want to remove it now.
Mike and I had a really interesting conversation about this. Like, what was it? Day before yesterday, bro?
Yeah,
I think we was fighting on the phone, man. Did I win? Did I win this conversation, Mike? Did I win?
I think it was a tie.
I wasn't no damn tie. Shut your ass. So yes, Salim, yeah, it's gonna hurt you bad, man. And this is why when you buy authorized user accounts from a seller and they'll put you on the card for 2 months, 3 months, whatever it is that they do, you better have a plan in place to to implement the use and the addition of any points that you get from that card. Because once it's removed, you will be returned to the state that you once were, and sometimes even worse. So authorized user accounts, and this is a very, very like frowned upon area in this industry because most people don't understand it. But authorized user accounts are never meant to be permanent solutions to credit problems. They cannot override charge-offs and collections. They cannot override late payments or anything like that. If you have those things on your credit file and you're utilizing authorized users, you've wasted your money and you've wasted your time. Because when that account closes, it will show up as a closed account on your credit report. The age will no longer be helping you. The utilization rate and the payment history will no longer apply. So if you get on an authorized user, I don't care if it's your mama's or you pay somebody from Facebook or somewhere else, or Trade Line Supplier, any of those places, Trade Line Genie, any place like that, better have a plan in place. Do not get an authorized user account put on your credit file without having the auto loan getting ready to be procured, without having the home loan. Hopefully your lender will allow authorized users ready to be procured, the business loan ready to be procured. Anytime you're using an authorized user account, you have to know that the gains are temporary. Point blank simple. Good point there, Salim. Good job. That's a good one.
Yeah.
I may do a whole live for you guys on authorized user accounts, because that seems to be something that is.
Or you could just do a full-fledged video on YouTube. I mean, they gave you this platform where you could do it. I mean,
your ass, bro.
It's an idea. An idea, you know what I'm saying?
Yo, authorized user videos don't do very well, man. I put out a couple of them. They don't do that hot. But I wrote an authorized user. I call it my trade line Bible. I might do a video on every single point. It's like 50 or 60 points in there. I might do a video on every single one of them. And if y'all give me 3 views, y'all give me 3 views. It's whatever.
And you have to go with the Mike the Credit Guy rule. We don't care if it don't get no views. We're gonna put it out, see what happens, bro.
Hey man, I'm with it, man. I'm with it. I give the people what they want. If y'all want trade line videos, I'll give you guys some trade line videos. Other than that, man, I'm about to get up off of here because
man. Thank you, everyone.
To the bed, bro.
Yo, thank you everyone for coming to the live. We greatly appreciate it. Listen, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, follow, do everything you got to do to support us. It helps our channels. And thank you so much for coming live, man. Anything else
if y'all can if each one of y'all can hit that like button before we get up out of here, man, that would immensely help us. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't afraid to beg. Mike didn't beg for super chat stars today, so I'm a little disappointed. But we don't ask y'all for super chats and stuff like that. Just hit the like button for us. It helps us immensely. Thank you, guys. I see the likes jumping. Other than that, if you guys want us to do more lives, man, I mean, this is the first one of 2023, regrettably so. If you want us to do more lives, I'll make myself available. I promise. Hit them likes, come and show up, share the content with your people. And like I said, at the end of my one video on YouTube, You guys can go anywhere for the lies, but you come to us for the truth. We appreciate y'all.
All right, peace.
Blessed.